Hey everyone, welcome in. Today we're going to be doing a deep dive into this conversation with AshleyCae.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know her from the Shed Show.
Yeah.
And she's this young woman, and she is navigating a rare and aggressive form of cancer.
Wow.
And in this more recent interview, she gets really candid about her experiences. And I have to say, her story is raw.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't sugarcoat anything.
Right.
Um, but her strength and resilience throughout all of it, it's really remarkable.
It is. It's interesting because, even with this really difficult diagnosis, Ashley seems determined to, define herself
Right.
by her passions and achievements,
It's not about the cancer, it's about everything else.
It's about everything she's accomplishing in spite of it.
Yeah, and she's really done that
She has.
since that last interview.
Yeah.
You know, she's just thrown herself into modeling,
Yeah.
acting, and she's even released a music album
Really?
called Poetic Advisory.
Hmm.
And she even entered a pageant
Oh, wow.
and walked away with several awards.
So incredible.
That's amazing.
It's almost like she's making a statement, I think, by pursuing these creative outlets.
Oh, absolutely. I think you're right. And you'll notice, too, that they span visual performing and literary arts.
Yeah.
So it suggests this drive to express herself fully, almost as if she's defying the limitations
Yes.
of her illness. And I was so struck by the title of her album, Poetic Advisory.
Yeah.
You know, it suggests a message, perhaps even a warning,
Hmm.
delivered through her art.
Right.
She's demanding to be heard, to have her story recognized, and then her success in the pageant.
Yeah.
A world that's often focused on outward appearances.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it shows her determination to redefine beauty and challenge those conventional notions of strength.
Yeah, it's not just about those external achievements either. Ashley is incredibly open about the emotional weight
Right.
of her diagnosis and the fact that her cancer is terminal.
Right.
And she doesn't shy away from the hard stuff at all.
Wow.
But there's this sense of peace in her acceptance that I found really powerful. Her honesty is so refreshing.
Yeah.
And I think it challenges us to confront, these conversations that we have about death and dying with more openness and compassion.
Yes.
She found peace in accepting her reality, and that's a powerful message in itself.
It is.
But we also have to acknowledge
Yeah.
that she's not sugarcoating anything. She's
Right.
facing real setbacks. She recently had this bad reaction to chemotherapy that left her with bruises and lesions.
Yeah, and she talks about it all so openly.
Right.
And honestly, it makes her story that much more impactful.
Sure.
She's not shying away from the reality of her situation.
Yeah.
And it's this raw honesty
Yeah.
that makes her activism so inspiring.
Wow.
Right now, she's working with the Blood and Bone Foundation in Michigan,
Okay.
and she's actually drafting a bill
What?
to try and alleviate some of the financial burdens that cancer patients face, like medical bills, housing, food, transportation, all of it.
That's a key takeaway here.
It is.
She's channeling her personal experience to try and create systemic change.
Yes.
The fact that so many patients are forced to choose between their basic needs and, this life-saving medical care,
Right.
it's a major problem. And her bill aims to address that directly.
It does.
It's incredibly proactive and speaks volumes about her commitment to helping others who are facing these similar challenges.
Yes.
But she doesn't stop there. Ashley also has this vision for a foundation called Wise Word Place. It would be this space specifically designed for healing through music, art, and poetry.
It's like she's taking everything she's gone through and turning it into something that can help others
Exactly.
and using the things that have helped her cope
Right.
and find peace.
What's really fascinating here is this emphasis on the mental and spiritual dimensions of healing, alongside, traditional medical treatment.
Yes.
It speaks to this holistic approach to well-being, a recognition that true healing encompasses more than just the physical body. And it makes sense considering, her reliance on creative expression as an outlet.
It really does.
Mm.
So she's got this incredible drive to create, this passion for advocacy. But Ashley's also really honest about how difficult the day-to-day can be.
Sure.
She talks about her struggles with isolation
Yeah.
and how meaningful even the smallest gestures of support can be.
This is where we see that human impact of serious illness,
Yeah.
It's not just about the medical treatments or the financial strain, but it's also about the emotional and social toll that it takes.
Right.
Ashley's friend Kai simply sitting with her after chemo made a huge difference.
Wow.
And that speaks volumes about the power of just being present
Yeah.
for someone who's going through a difficult time.
I think it's something we could all stand to be reminded of, Sometimes the most powerful form of support isn't about doing something grand.
Right.
It's about those small acts of kindness
Hmm.
and just letting someone know that they're not alone.
Absolutely. And, this theme of kindness is central to Ashley's message. She urges everyone to be more understanding and compassionate towards those who are battling illness.
Right.
It's a call for all of us to be more mindful of those invisible battles that people might be fighting. But she also goes a step further by making this very direct request.
Yep. Really.
She asks for financial support.
Mm.
Ashley's incredibly open about the crushing burden of medical debt.
Right.
And how those constant calls from creditors just add another layer of stress
Yeah.
to an already incredibly difficult situation.
Of course.
So this brings up this important,
Wow.
but often uncomfortable
Yeah.
conversation about the financial strain that often accompanies serious illness.
Right.
Ashley's experience with medical debt shines a light on some of these systemic inequalities within our healthcare system.
Yes.
Her call for support is about more than just her personal circumstances.
Right.
It's a call to action to address these larger issues at play.
Yeah, it's true. Her efforts to draft that bill
Right.
that would help alleviate some of the financial burden for other cancer patients is just incredible.
It is.
It would cover basic needs like housing, food, transportation, and of course, medical bills.
Right.
It really shows her character that she's focusing on helping others
Yeah.
while going through something so difficult herself.
What strikes me is that Ashley isn't just fighting for herself.
No.
She's fighting for everyone else who are facing these similar challenges. Her activism is fueled by this deep empathy and a desire to make a tangible difference
Yeah.
in the lives of those who are often overlooked and underserved. And then there's that Wise Word Place Foundation,
Right.
a space where she envisions people using music, art, and poetry as tools for healing.
It's amazing how she's taking her personal experience
I know.
and turning it into a resource for others.
This is a beautiful example of transforming personal adversity into a source of hope and healing for others.
It is.
By creating this space, Ashley's offering this unique pathway to address the emotional and spiritual dimensions of healing,
Yeah.
recognizing that well-being goes beyond just physical health.
Absolutely. So we've covered so much about Ashley,
Mhm.
from her personal journey to her activism and her creative pursuits.
Uh-huh.
But there's this one specific moment in the interview
Okay.
that really resonated with me. Ashley recites this powerful poem she wrote called When They Tell You.
Wow.
And there's this one line, "It will not win. Whether I stay or go, I win."
Oh, wow.
It's such a powerful line.
It is.
It really gets to the heart of her resilience and her unwavering spirit.
It's a declaration of victory over circumstance.
Yes.
In that single sentence, Ashley captures the essence of her journey,
Mm-hmm.
one marked by adversity,
Yeah.
but also by incredible strength, courage, and an unyielding will to live this meaningful life.
It's almost impossible to hear her story and not feel inspired by her determination.
Right.
But she also remains so vulnerable and honest about the difficult moments,
Yeah.
which makes her message that much more relatable.
And that vulnerability is crucial.
Yes.
It creates a space for others to connect with her experience on a human level, to see past the diagnosis
Right.
and recognize those shared experiences of pain, fear, and hope that connect us all.
Absolutely.
It's a reminder that even in the face of these immense challenges,
Mm.
there's strength in acknowledging our vulnerability
Yeah.
and reaching out for support.
So thinking about everything we've discussed,
Mhm.
I'm curious, how has this deep dive shifted your perspective on illness and resilience?
Wow.
Has it made you reconsider the support you offer to those around you? What parts of her story resonated most with you?
Those are great questions.
Yeah.
Ashley's story challenges us to look beyond ourselves
Mhm.
and consider how we can make a difference in the lives of others,
Right.
particularly those facing hardship.
Yeah.
It's a call to be more present, more compassionate, and more willing to offer support, whether that's emotional or financial.
She also reminds us that even in the face of what might seem like insurmountable obstacles,
Right.
the human spirit can find ways to not just survive, but thrive, to create, to connect, and to make a positive impact on the world.
Exactly.
Ashley's call for kindness and financial support raises this crucial question for all of us.
Oh, yeah.
What is our individual responsibility to those facing hardship?
Is it enough to offer well wishes and small donations? Or does hearing her story compel us to confront these larger systemic issues, like healthcare inequality and the financial burden of illness?
Yeah, makes you think about what concrete actions we can take
Right.
to make a real difference.
It does, and I think those actions start with those small individual acts of empathy and compassion.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that we all have the power to positively impact the lives of others,
Mm.
and that even those seemingly insignificant gestures can create this ripple effect. Think about Ashley's friend Kai just sitting with her after chemo.
Oh, yeah.
That simple act of presence meant the world to her.
It's a powerful reminder that we don't always need these grand gestures to make a difference. Sometimes it's just about showing up for someone listening without judgment, offering a shoulder to lean on. Those seemingly small acts of kindness can have a profound impact.
Exactly. And, listening to Ashley's story, I was really struck by her willingness to be so open and honest
Yeah.
about her experiences. Her vulnerability clearly resonates with so many people
Right.
who feel seen and understood by her words.
Yes.
It made me think about the power we all have to connect with others
Right.
and potentially inspire change simply by sharing our own stories.
It's interesting, isn't it? What stories do we hold within us
Yeah.
that might have the power to connect with others and inspire change? What if sharing those stories could help someone else feel less alone or encourage them to take action?
It's a powerful thought. Ashley's story really highlights how individual voices can spark these important conversations,
Right.
challenge perspectives, and ultimately create a more compassionate and just world.
Yes.
By sharing our own experiences, we contribute to this larger tapestry of the human experience, fostering understanding, empathy, and connection.
And that's something every single one of us can do.
Right.
Regardless of our circumstances, we can choose to share our stories, to listen to the stories of others, and to use those stories as fuel for positive change. It's such a simple act, but it can have a ripple effect far beyond ourselves.
What's important to remember is that every single story has value.
Yeah.
Whether it's through conversation, writing, art, or any other form of expression, by sharing our experiences, we create a space for others to feel seen, heard, and understood.
Right.
And in doing so, we contribute to a more compassionate and connected world.
If you're interested in learning more about Ashley and her story, we encourage you to seek her out on social media and connect with her work.
Yes.
Her voice is powerful. Her message is important. She's a shining example of what it means to live with purpose and grace, even in the face of extraordinary challenges.
Her journey reminds us that even in the darkest of times, there's always hope. There's always resilience. And there's always the potential for human connection to make a difference. Let Ashley's story inspire you to embrace your own story, connect with others, and use your voice to create positive change in the world. It makes you think, what concrete actions we can take to make a real difference.
It does. And I think those actions, they start with, those small individual acts of empathy and compassion.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that we all have that power to positively impact the lives of others.
Right.
And that even those seemingly insignificant gestures can create this ripple effect.
They can.
Think about Ashley's friend Kai just sitting with her after chemo.
Oh, yeah.
That simple act of presence meant the world to her.
It did.
It's a powerful reminder that we don't always need these grand gestures to make a difference. Sometimes it's just about showing up for someone.
Yeah.
Listening without judgment, offering a shoulder to lean on.
Right.
Those seemingly small acts of kindness.
Yeah.
They can have a profound impact.
Exactly. And, listening to Ashley's story, I was really struck by her willingness to be so open and honest about her experiences, her vulnerability. It clearly resonates with so many people who feel seen and understood by her words.
Yeah.
It made me think about the power we all have to connect with others and potentially inspire change simply by sharing our own stories.
It's interesting, isn't it?
It is.
What stories do we hold within us that might have the power to connect with others and inspire change? What if sharing those stories could help someone else, feel less alone?
Right.
Or encourage them to take action?
It's a powerful thought.
It is.
Ashley's story, it really highlights how individual voices can spark these important conversations, challenge perspectives, and ultimately create a more compassionate and just world. By sharing our own experiences, we contribute to this larger tapestry of the human experience, fostering understanding, empathy, and connection.
And that's something every single one of us can do.
It is.
Regardless of our circumstances, we can choose to share our stories, to listen to the stories of others, and to use those stories as fuel for positive change.
Absolutely.
It's such a simple act,
It is.
but it can have this ripple effect far beyond ourselves.
What's important to remember is that every single story has value, whether it's through conversation, writing, art, or any other form of expression. By sharing our experiences, we create a space for others to feel seen, heard, and understood. And in doing so, we contribute to a more compassionate and connected world.
If you're interested in learning more about Ashley and her story, we encourage you to seek her out on social media and connect with her work. Her voice is powerful, her message is important, and she's a shining example of what it means to live with purpose and grace, even in the face of extraordinary challenges.
Her journey reminds us that even in the darkest of times, there's always hope, there's always resilience, and there's always the potential for human connection to make a difference. Let Ashley's story inspire you to embrace your own story, connect with others, and use your voice to create positive change in the world.